The words that I would use to describe what was being talked about today are confusion, miscommunication, and neglect. And all of that was being talked about as family members of the victims looked on. Loved ones of those that were lost on January 29th, 2025, with a front row seat that they never wanted, hearing about the details of that horrible night.
As a mom, I can only imagine all that you've been through. You are in our daily prayers. I pray for you every single day.
New animation shown at this hearing detailing the final moments in a simulated view to show just how difficult it would have been to see everything that night. This is what it would have looked like from the cockpit of the American Airlines jet. You can see the Black Hawk helicopter come into view suddenly on the right and then impact. This is what it would have looked like from the Black Hawk helicopter, where night vision goggles were being used by one of the crew members. Look to the left and you can see the jet coming into view and then impact.
Yeah, a lot of disturbing stuff has come out so far.
Matthew Collins lost his brother in the crash. He's pleading for officials to do more.
Act on it. Do something. Save someone's life. We can't have this happen again.
Now, another detail that stuck out from today's hearing about that fateful night, the air traffic controller at Reagan National, who was put in charge of communicating with and separating both planes and helicopters simultaneously, reported feeling a little overwhelmed just minutes before the crash. And a technique known as visual separation was being used between the aircraft, meaning that the flight crews were relying on physically seeing one another to avoid one another. That drew this exchange.
It's so ludicrous. It's kind of ironic, I think. Am I wrong in that?
I agree.
If I could add, I mean, in order to avoid something, you have to first see it.
NTSB Chair Jennifer Homendy also hammering the FAA, who she says, when questioned, had no idea who was responsible for checking on close calls between helicopters and planes at Reagan National Airport.
We couldn't find any evidence of annual reviews, nor could FAA tell us who did them. That is astounding to me. It's one, I believe, failure after another.
A perfect storm of disastrous events 1 year ago. Yeah, I'm back here now live at Reagan National Airport. Now, even at this hour, guys, this NTSB hearing continues. And as we've reported, the National Transportation Safety Board is expected to issue numerous new safety findings and recommendations.